Hello everyone, my name is Milja. Welcome to my channel. This is the third update for Pando's eyeshadows. This project was created by Alexandra Sjösten. I will have her linked down below. The idea of this project, as you probably may know, is to randomize eyeshadows to hit pan on in your collection. I'm working on 5 shades at a time, and I have a usage goal of 15 in case I don't hit pan. So, as probably all of my updates this year have been, it's not a great update. I have to roll out this month, but overall, the usage on these shadows is minimal. So, yeah. Let's go through these shadows in the order that I've rolled them in. I still have 4 shadows in from the introduction. And the first 2 come from the Beauty Bay The Bright palette. I'm working on the shades Tangerine Dream and Heat Wave. And I've hit pan on both of them. This is Tangerine Dream, and then we have Heat Wave right here. I have hit pan on both of these shadows. Tangerine Dream took only 5 uses to hit pan. I used it twice this month to get to those 5 uses, and Heat Wave took 7 uses to hit pan. So I used that one an additional 4 times this month to hit pan. Beauty Bay shadows are very shallow, so it really does not take much to hit pan on these shadows, which is great for me because I've been really bad at using these shadows in this project. But I'm very excited. We have these 2 rolling out of the project. The 2 other shades that I have in from the introduction. The first one comes from the Makeup Revolution Affinity palette, and it is the shade Joy, which has a major dip in it. I've mainly been using this on my lower lash line, and it's on my lower lash line today as well. Yeah, it has a huge dip in it, and I thought when I used it today, I thought I would hit pan, but I didn't. I only used it 3 times this month, for a total of 9 uses, but I'm really hoping that I can have pan on this by next month. Fingers crossed. I think this is my best bet. Uh, and then I also had a shade from my BH Cosmetics Crystal Zodiac palette. I'm working on the shade Citrine, the shimmer, which is this one. It's a baked shadow, so I think this will be one where I use it 15 times and then it's gonna roll out. Because again, it's a baked shadow. I have been using this mainly as an inner corner highlight, which is how I'm using it today. I've used it 4 times this month for a total of 8 uses. So we're still 7 uses away from the usage goal. So that's staying in. I rolled in 1 shade last month, and that comes from the Friends X Revolution, the I'll Be There For You palette, and I'm working on the shade Share Food, which is the black shade. I've used this shade 3 times since I rolled it in last month. I mainly use it in my eyebrows. I used it in my brows today. it's not the most pigmented black shadow. I have a tiny dip in it. Because I use it in my eyebrows. I use a angled brush, so the dip is pretty concentrated, but this palette is also staying in the project. But we're gonna roll in 2 new eyeshadows, which is super exciting. And I have my Pretty Random app up on my phone. I have added a new palette to my collection since the last update, so the number of eyeshadows has increased. I have 1,086 shadows currently. Also, some of you have been asking for a palette collection, which I will do, but I just haven't gotten around to filming it because it's gonna be a long video, I think. But yeah, we're gonna roll for 2 shadows. The first one is 926, which is 926 comes from my Lovely Cosmetics Pastel Tropics palette, and it's the shade 9. And then the second one will be 436, which is gonna be 436. That's a shade from my Panda palette. So we will re-roll 540. That is the shade Proposal from the Makeup Revolution Unconditional Love palette. So I will go find those eyeshadows and I will be back to share the shadows and my color story. I have found my shades. I've also swatched the shadows on my arms. So these are the shades that are staying in. This is Joy, Citrine, and Share Food. And these are the ones rolling out. So this is Tangerine Dream and Heat Wave. But let's look at the new shadows. This is the Lovely Pastel Tropics palette. I haven't looked at the shades yet, so we will do that together. It's gonna be the 9th shade in this palette. This is what the palette looks like. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's this one. Yep. So it's just probably one of the most boring shades in this palette, which is a bit disappointing because we're getting into spring, but it'll work with the rest of the shades. So it's this one down here. This is the only palette I own from Lovely Cosmetics, and I have no idea how deep the pans are. They are pretty powdery, but we'll see if I can hit pan in 15 uses. I hope so, but we'll see. And then I rolled in the shade Proposal from the Unconditional Love palette from Makeup Revolution, and I have no idea. Oh, okay. So it is this shade. It looks like a muted gold shade. Okay. Let's see if it's how it swatches. Again, it's gonna go really well with the color story. It's the same tone as the matte we rolled in, but it's like it's supposed to be a shimmer, but I would say it's more of a satin shade. Um, I don't know how I'm gonna use that shade because usually I use satins on my lower lash line, but this is very light. So I don't know. I've never used this palette before, I don't think. So this is gonna be the first time that I use this shadow. So that's gonna be interesting. I will try to figure out a way to use that shade. But yeah, this is my color story for March. It's very neutral color story. I'm kind of missing these now. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I will have pan on this one, and I'm gonna try to use this 7 times. Maybe we could have some color, because I love colorful eyeshadow. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like neutral shadows too, but I just I wanted something bright. Like I was excited about the Pastel Tropics palette because it has beautiful like pastel like blues and purples and pinks. I know it's fine. But yeah, that is my Pandos eyeshadows updates for the month of March. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below so you don't miss out on my future updates for this project and the many other projects that I'm doing on my channel. And hopefully I will see you guys next time. Bye.